Hello, Satnam. It's me, Shakti Sundari, back with you today for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras. We are on Yukti verse 105 today. The last few verses that I've been reading have been very powerful and very broad in their invitation to explore, meditate upon, and regard all of life as the pathway to awakening. So let's see what this verse, Yukti verse 105, has to say today. So I'm going to read from the Sanskrit first. Nitye nirashraye shunye vyapake kalana ujite Baya akashe mana kritva ni akasham samavishet. And I'll read that again. Nitye nirashraye shunye vyapake kalana vijite Baya akashe mana kritva ni akasham sa'a vishet. I can't help but feel the magic and beauty and wonder of these Sanskrit words every single time I read them. I just love it, and my mouth loves making these sounds. Here's the English translation by Lauren Roche. When you gaze in wonder at the stars, become enthralled with the vast spaciousness between them. Space is an incomprehensible being, an invisible presence, independent, independently wealthy, without beginning or end, and giving. Space bestows an unbounded theatre for suns, planets, constellations to dance their graceful orbits. Space offers you an infinite arena to play, explore, and experience. Receive this gift of freedom. Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of different things rising in me to be said to this. I kind of want to work my way backwards, but yeah, maybe I'll start from the beginning actually. When you gaze in wonder at the stars, become enthralled. Do you know what? It's one aspect of these verses and this practice that I love, that really speaks to me, is remembering the childlike wonder of existence. You know, remember that line from the Bible, or maybe you don't know it, but there's a line somewhere in the Bible, I don't know where, but it's something like, you cannot enter the kingdom of God unless you come like a child. And to me, that is, you know, I'm not speaking as a Christian here or not wanting to push any particular religion, but just the sense of bringing that innocent wonder and awe at life, which so often we forget as we grow up and become adults. And I'm really, really mindful of that, you know, because my daughter's just had her 14th birthday and I see her growing up and I see her becoming more adult. And she still has that wonderful sense of wonder and innocence and purity, which is just so beautiful and inspiring to behold. And I can see that the elements of adulthood and conditioning that are part of the everyday life of the matrix are there, pushing against the boundary of that. And you know, for some people that means that at that age they're already glazing over with all kinds of layers of guardedness, of closing off, of closing down, of not feeling life fully anymore, and therefore being half alive. With the vast spaciousness, so when you gaze in wonder at the stars, become enthralled with the vast spaciousness between them. That word seems almost onomatopoeic in that it almost seems to spaciousness suggest space, right? And we expand out with the notion, with the image, with the concept of space. Space is an incomprehensible being. Again, the mind, this small ego mind, cannot encapsulate, cannot grab hold of space. It's impossible. You can try and try and try, but you'll never be able to understand or conceive of it fully because of its infinity and its vastness. But as we meditate, and as so many of these practices have been to meditate on one thing with a very one-pointed focus, actually, as you know, as I've said many times, that one-pointed focus takes us into, through the eye of the needle, as it were, into an experience of expansion into oneness with all that is, and then we become one with that vastness. Space is an incomprehensible being, an invisible presence, and at that I think of God consciousness, supreme consciousness, the divine masculine aspect of life, of being, which is the consciousness that contains everything. Independently wealthy, without beginning or end, Alpha and Omega, beginning and end, and this is in italics, which is interesting, and giving. So, you know, this is really interesting. It's this speaks very much to me personally, and I always just speak from my own personal, whatever is arising, really. One of my goals for this year is to be independently wealthy, and there is this line in this verse reminding me that existence is independently wealthy and existence is abundant and giving. There is no limit, and it's only my small mind, that conditioned part of me, that sets limits upon what I can be, achieve, do, or have. And in fact, I was reminded of this in a conversation I had with a potential collaborator today. And as we spoke, it reminded me of how I unconsciously limit myself with my thoughts, my beliefs of what is possible. And it just was so exciting to expand out again into a field far beyond what this small mind can think of. Space bestows an unbounded theatre, unbounded, for suns, planets, constellations to dance their graceful orbits. What a beautiful image, unbounded theatre. Think of that stage of suns, planets, constellations dancing their graceful dance, just like Shakti dances with Shiva and in the space created by him, the feminine and the masculine, but of course also you dancing your dance in life and just expanding out your concept of what is possible for yourself. Space offers you an infinite arena to play, explore, and experience. And this reminds me of a discussion I was having with a client recently about their life and their sense of being stressed out and being overloaded and being overwhelmed and having to fulfill certain obligations and duties, you know. And actually I've spoken with a few clients who have this feeling at the moment. And I sit there and I say, so why? Why do you have to do this? Like, seriously, why? You know, life is full of infinite possibilities and opportunities, and you can create whatever you desire if you so wish. You know, it's just a switch in that mindset of limiting beliefs and limiting imagination. Sometimes we just need to step out of that hamster wheel of our everyday existence to remember that anything is possible. And this sutra invites us to remember that space offers you an infinite arena to play, explore, and experience. And the ending line is, receive this gift of freedom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. receive this gift of freedom. Sat Nam to that. So that's a wonderful sutra for me today, and I'm sure for many of you watching and listening. Thank you for being with me today. Much love to you, and Sat Nam, and join me again tomorrow for the next reading from the Radiance Sutras.